story of how I got into 3D printing. It's very fascinating, you see. My dad was a very, very big inspiration for me for 3D printing. He would always make these clay figurines for me when I was younger so I could play with. You know, we didn't have the money for these Lego action figures like all the other kids, so he eventually got so successful that he became one of the world's greatest 3D printers, and that's how I wanted to follow into his footsteps.
Well, back when I was about 4 years old, my parents started up a 3D printing company called Castellano Printing. And, you know, we basically ran it out of my basement. I didn't have much to do with it at the time, but they were making keychains for the local stores, the corner stores. And that led me to, you know, take on the company. My parents were set by the age of, 18, 19, and I took it over. We have a couple warehouses now that we run our printers out of, and it's a pretty cool place.
Some of the more innovative projects that I've done are what the fans want. They come up with these crazy ideas, try to challenge me to make whatever the craziest idea they have. Obviously, I try to stay away from doing illegal activities like counterfeiting money because, I'd rather not get the FBI on me. But, whatever they want, I'll just try and devote all my hard work and effort into to just try and make them happy with whatever the wildest imaginations come up with.
I appreciate being called an innovator. I consider myself a little more of a people person. I give the people what they want. As far as projects go, if fans ever write me or send me, something that they want made, if it's not too far reached out, I might do it. But I appreciate being called an innovator. I'm more here to make sure that my fans and that my consumers, my customers are happy with the product that they're receiving.
Obviously right now everyone is trying to get more biodegradable. Every big company is trying to. We're in the works of a prototype for a trap. We're trying to use less plastic and more of an artificial substance that is biodegradable to catch these rats, but right now it's just a prototype and we're just in the works trying to make it available for the market.
Some innovative projects I made through 3D printing, again, aside from those keychains, I've had some free time on my hands. I've had the equipment to be able to make some personal items. I actually have a real life-size figure of Superman in my house. We printed him out, my wife and I, and we then painted it. And it was pretty cool, all the different colors and paints and how realistic the features actually look on the physical character, on Superman.
So as far as manufacturing goes for 3D printing of weapons, I'm against it per se, just because of all the violence that happens in this country and in the world, that just producing more mass weapons that aren't natural would be a cause for concern, because anybody with a 3D printer can use the genius invention, which was meant for good and for advanced technology purposes. If they start using it to make more weapons, it's just going to cause a lot more for concern, and it'll lead to more strict gun control issues, I believe. So manufacturers who are trying to make weapons with 3D printing, it's just not a great idea, in my opinion.
As far as 3D printing companies manufacturing weapons, that's completely up to them and what the government will allow. I can't say that I agree with that. If my company wanted to start producing or manufacturing weapons, being head honcho over there, I definitely wouldn't approve. I think that with the gun violence and the issues that we're having with gun control in this country, the last thing that we need are more weapons, being produced. And with 3D printing at that point being mass produced, that's something that it wouldn't take a lot of time, wouldn't take a lot of effort, considering the electronics, the machines are doing it for you. So.
For my fans on campus here at LaSalle College, we do have a 3D printer. It's on the bottom floor of the Brennan Library, right across from the Greg Lab. I'm always down here. If you ever have any questions, I could definitely give you some advice. But if you're inspiring to become a 3D printer and an innovator, definitely check out some YouTube tutorials. I have some on my channel. There's definitely others out there that are more professional than mine, but never dream too low. Always shoot for the stars. Always dream big. go for whatever your heart desires. Nothing is too small of a task for you. You can definitely handle it.
You know, I would tell anybody looking to get into the 3D printing industry, or you know, whether they just want some technical experience, they want to see what products we make or what other companies are making. If they have a dream, to follow it. If they want to get into this industry and they want to learn how to use 3D printers and how to one day, purchase their own and start their own company, you have to start at the low end of the totem pole and work your way up. And I think that the biggest thing that, again, I can tell anybody is, if you want to get into the business, start anywhere, whether it's sweeping floors there or you're helping on one of the biggest projects that the company has. Get involved.